See me rolling. Actually, I cycled to Limp Bizkit's Rolling this morning.
Yeah.
I don't know when the last time you listened to Limp Bizkit, but it came on. It came on an Alex Toussaint ride, who I absolutely love.
All right, man. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me back. God, I feel like it's been forever, and it also feels like it was just yesterday.
2026, dude.
Yeah.
First show of the year. Of course, I wouldn't want to have any other guest on the show for the first show of the year than you, man.
I mean,
it's been a while since you've been on, but let's catch up. Like, how are things? Have you been? How was the holidays? How's the family?
yeah, well, appreciate it. One, Happy New Year. This is cool to be the first one of the year. I didn't quite realize that. But yeah, I mean, this goes back to, God, you and I started something called the Spaghetti Sessions, and it was just kind of actually, it just started with our conversations. We were just chatting it up, chopping shop, talking family, health, wealth, wellness, lives. We'd kick dirt on project sites, and we just had these long conversations, and we're like, we should just record these things.
Yeah, man.
And then boom, you took it and ran.
Yeah.
And you've transformed your business, which has been so inspirational for me and what I've been up to. And looking back at 2025, a lot's happened. A lot didn't happen as well. I mean, that's kind of the things I'm looking at now is, okay, what happened? What didn't happen? So I can look at what did and try and learn from those, and look at what didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And also try and learn from that. It was, 2025, I turned 40 in January last year. So it was like, wow, this whole new decade is upon me. About to be 41 here shortly in January, coming up in a few weeks. And, we set these big goals for the business, for personal life, for wealth and wellness and all these things. And it was a successful year for True North Kitchen and Bath. It was a big year for True North Kitchen and Bath. We changed our name, rebranded, added territories. We went from NorCal Remodeling Group to True North Kitchen and Bath as we went statewide with our services and offerings and people and product and place and vehicles and properties and all these things. And so it was madness. It was like, holy moly, holy cow. Welcome to 40. You've got a statewide business that just started in San Mateo.
It's like you turn 40 and then all of a sudden you become an adult for real. It's like now you're playing for keeps.
Well, that was what everybody said, but I didn't feel it. I still felt like a kid. And I'm now beginning to feel more like I'm coming into my own, right? Like,
yeah,
I was kind of going through the motions a lot, watching you do all the things that you do, which is so inspirational with your early morning workouts, your diet, your routine, your habits, the things that you do so intentionally. And I've seen you evolve over the years. And I'm like, man, I want to be like Diego. And okay, I can do this. But I had to get rid of some things in my life that were holding me back. Some big things in my life, which were, one, I quit chewing tobacco on August 19th last year. 25 years of doing that.
Wow.
25 years, that was more than half my life. I made varsity baseball pretty early as a kid in high school, and that was that was the hazing.
Yeah.
Like, hey, kid, and hop on that swing set, throw in a chew.
Yeah.
Swing. See how long you can last.
Just out of that movie, what was the movie? A Sandlot.
Sandlot, man. It was Sandlot. It was Dazed and Confused. It was all these things. It was a cool childhood, but that was part of it, was to, throw some chew in your lip as a young kid. And so I did that for 25 years. And then I got into all these different things like in-home sales and a lot of driving, a lot of mileage, a lot of windshield time. And it was just so easy. I know there's a lot of those out there that do that. Delivery drivers, sales guys, whoever it might be. My grandfather, he's got 3 or 4 million miles under his belt as a truck driver in the 50s.
And probably a massive spittoon in the center console.
He had the coolest brass spittoon, man. And I didn't know what it was as a kid, but I mean, that's just it. It's in my blood apparently, but I quit that.
Yeah. Huge vice.
Huge vice.
So how are you doing now after what's it been like almost 7 months?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or 6 months.
6 months, something like that. I don't really count anymore.
Yeah.
I remember the date. August 19th. One, it saves a ton of money, but it's a gross habit. It's bad for you. It gets in the way. It's distracting.
Yeah.
It's not a moving forward thing. It's a moving backward thing, because all it does is it slowed me down. I had to go and buy it. I had to go and do it. I had to have spitter nearby all the time. It was not fun, and it's not easy.
Yeah.
It was something that I had to hide oftentimes, or just conceal. Most people didn't even know I was doing it. So getting rid of things in 2025 was huge. And then just a couple months later, November 13th, I quit drinking alcohol, which was another big thing. Because that was a daily thing, after work, have a cocktail. And then I got used to it, and then I became dependent on it. And it was just an evening thing. It just happened. And then, my body became dependent on it. And the only way to make the hangovers go away was let's have a cocktail again, in the evening.
Yeah.
Get through the working day. It's 5:00. Let's go. Nothing crazy, nothing wild. It wasn't some raging party or anything like that. It was just sit and watch Discovery Channel or something with the family and, have a cocktail. No big deal. And then get tired and go to bed. Very mindful and respectful with it, but had to get rid of that.
Yeah.
It was literally killing me. Those two things were literally killing me in physically, mentally, slowing me down. And so it's been a couple months now of being completely free and sober of all those things, and it's freaking awesome.
How you feeling?
Awesome.
Yeah. Good.
It wasn't, there were some lows, man. There were some real, I had to detox.
Yeah.
Big time detox. Had to get, professional help involved with medications to help with that, which one, I didn't see myself needing that, but I did just for blood pressure and things that get wacky when you give up things that you've been so used to for so long. So 2025 has been the year of learning what to give up, which is awesome.
Awesome.
Because those things were stealing my time. They were stealing my energy away from my family, my business, my colleagues, my friends, my social circles, and most importantly, myself, my own personal wealth and wellness was being sacrificed by these energy suckers.
Yeah.
Right. These things that were taking me off the path of freedom and independence and discipline in a good way.
Not fully serving you.
No, man, these things were not serving me. So they were doing the opposite. For so long, I didn't think it was possible. Like my wife asked me, she asked me like years ago, you think you'll ever come up with a plan to quit chewing? I'm like, yeah, one day, maybe. It was just like, kick that can down the road. I don't want to quit.
Yeah.
I don't need to quit. I don't want to. So
it takes a lot of guts to not only get into the action of removing them from your daily habit, but to talk about it and to be open about it and to be vulnerable about it, I think is a whole nother step in the right direction. Cause you can't, and I'm sure if, folks who've had trouble with substances, and I know I have, you don't come to the realization until you start vocalizing it, until you start talking about it with your friends and your family and the people that are in your inner circle. That orbit of your people, if they're not aware of it, then how they won't be able to support you as greatly as you need them to.
Dude.
Amen.
And that's why I wasn't sure I was going to talk about this today. You're like, let's do a podcast. When can you do it? I'm like, let's go. I'm in.
Yeah.
When are you available? Right.
Yeah.
Like, let's do it Thursday. Come on, let's do it. Yes.
Yep.
I'm like, shoot, what am I going to talk about? Do I mention these two big things in my life? But they are the two biggest things.
This show isn't scripted. We don't come up with, a word for word, bit of banter to follow. We come up with some topics beforehand. We have conversations about them, and then we hit record. And it's, I think it speaks to a lot of what we were doing at the beginning of our podcasting, which are the hidden chronicles. They're nowhere on the internet. They're stashed away in our archive. But those spaghetti sessions where we would just get together and we would just talk like we were on a job site, or we were at your place or my place hanging out with family and friends. And I think that authenticity is real and raw, and what people really ultimately want to listen to, tune into, experience.
Yeah, we've got over a dozen recordings that go back into just let's talk. And I'm so blessed to have a friend like you and a circle of friends and family. I was listening to somebody, I think it might have been on a Peloton ride or something, because I'm really into that. Sorry for the noise there. They were like, what's the purpose of life, right? It's one of those big questions. But to love and be loved was the answer. I was like, holy smokes.
Yeah. And the holidays just make it that much sweeter.
To love and be loved. I'm like, how freaking blessed am I that I've got so many people I love that also love me back. And I was made aware of that more keenly than ever, if is the word, or more more bold than ever when I opened up about the things I was giving up,
Mm.
the addictions I had,
Yeah.
and telling people because they're like, "Where you been? Haven't seen you," you know. And I'm like,
Yep.
I haven't been really that operational or that functional because I've
You've
been going through it. I've been
in the
giving up
cauldron.
these. I've been in this cauldron, stewing away.
Yeah.
You know, sweating it out, literally.
A lot,
Sweating it
a
out.
lot of people that get rid of stuff tend to backfill it with other stuff. So if you're trying to get rid of bad habits, a lot of people will actually replace them with other bad habits. But if you don't backfill with a bad habit, you have the opportunity to backfill with a good habit. What are some good habits that you've replaced those bad habits with?
Oh man, what a good question. You know, first I'm gonna start with one bad habit I've replaced those bad habits with.
Yeah.
Sugar. Oh man, and especially
with the alcohol, I could see how that's like a chemistry thing.
oh
Like
man, in
body
the
chemistry.
holidays there was something I was craving because all these things got replaced. I had gotten rid of tobacco. Chewing tobacco was something I'd done almost all day, every day, for decades. It was something that was just always there. Now it's gone. Something in your mouth, something to do, that oil fixation of an active thing that you're doing. And maybe this speaks to somebody out there on this podcast who may be listening. And then there was getting rid of alcohol, right? That was something that was just that self-medication, that comfy blanket that you soak into at 5, 6, 7 o'clock at night after a long day, and you're like, edge off. Well, now those things are gone. So everything is like bold and bright now. Like colors are brighter, sounds are more acute. You know, all the sensories are more there, more present. You can feel, taste, hear, and see everything a little bit more clear, which is awesome. A little scary. You're like, holy cow, there's a lot going on, but awesome. But so one of the things I was like, oh my God, I want cookies. I need cookies.
Turn into a cookie monster.
I'm like, where did we put Liam's? Where did we put his Halloween candy that's left over? You know,
Yeah.
But I'm still working on that. One of the things that I learned from you that helped is, what did you say? Exhaust the body to tame the mind. And that has been extremely helpful. So the more I work out, the harder I sweat, the more exhaustion I create for myself, the less I have those cravings.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Like this morning I woke up, one of these new habits is luckily, I'm blessed to have an awesome dog who's best friends with your dog.
Yeah.
But Marley is one of the, well, he's a good reason to get out and go walk.
Yeah.
Whether you have a dog or don't. Thankfully, I've got an awesome dog. We have to go walk. He's 2 years old. So I try to do at least 10,000 steps a day. Baseline, I've been averaging 15 to 20,000 steps a day.
Oh, amazing.
That's just like the baseline, whether I work out, lift weights, ride a bike, do whatever. I'm getting that number. Because that burns X amount of calories. I feel good. It activates the brain. I'm outside. There's sunshine or rain. Either way, I'm outside. There's been a lot of rain lately, but that's also been fun.
Nice. That's good.
Got a cool jacket. Keeps me dry. So
Yeah.
rain didn't stop me now. So that's what I feel. I feel a lot more unstoppable. You know, that I gave up and did some really, really hard things.
Yeah.
So
that's such a huge mental flex, right? Like you come across a challenge internally and then you conquer it. Because the biggest battle is with yourself. It's nothing external. It's nothing that's out there in the world. It's always what's inside, and whatever you desire comes within. So if you do the work, gosh, like, and I love how you decided to say, you know what, like, I don't want 50% Steve. I want 100% Steve. And having that motivated and disciplinary approach to, you know, going to the next level is, you know, it's very, very, very awesome to see and witness, man.
What can be done? That's like the piece is it was a leap of faith.
Yeah.
To reach out and talk to people about it. Like, hey, you want to come to poker night? Like, no, I'm not going to make it.
Yeah.
So I said no to poker night. I don't know how many times. And it was like, where's Steve at? How come he keeps missing poker night? Well, he can't go, you know, because he's doing other things that are distracting him.
Sure.
But in the words of the great Dennis Morton, are you breathing? You still have a chance.
It's funny because we just had a conversation about our dad band, and we hadn't practiced since, like, I don't know, 3 weeks or 3 weeks ago. Before then, it's been like 6 months.
Oh, dang.
So it's been a really long time since we've gotten together. You know, the kids and our schedules and work and everything got in the way.
Yeah.
And so, you know, one of the guys in the group reached out in the text thread and was like, hey, it feels like we're over, you know, it feels like we're done. And we chimed in and we were like, well, if we're answering the phone and responding to texts, we still have a band,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So let's get together. And so we did. And now we have baked in a really clear third Sunday of the month to every month, you know, we're going to hold ourselves to it and stay consistent,
Amen to that.
which is awesome.
I was going to ask you about that because it wasn't that long ago that you guys had a live show.
Yeah, we played a gig last year and we wanted to do more, but you know, without being consistent with practice, you know, we can't gig if we can't practice. So we're going to do more of that this year. And something that came up for me too, along that path, because 2025 was fruitful in so many ways, but then a lot of ways, you know, like you decided to say no to certain things. Because I was saying yes to a lot of stuff last year.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff. And I need to stay more focused, build more boundaries, and say no to things that I know ultimately don't serve me, or I'm not around people that are going to, or that I won't be around folks who are going to drain my energy or just a waste of time, or, you know, aren't vibrating at the same, you know, energy.
Yep.
So I can, you know, because I do want to level up. I do want to build. I do want to continue growing as a human and with my businesses. And what interestingly came, because I'm super into symbolism. I'm super into mythology, art, nature, you know, the universal word.
Amen, man. There's an energy out there.
Yeah, there is. And if you pay attention to things that happen along the path of your life, and you are curious and inquisitive and you look for answers to questions, like they'll emerge, whether it's in an animal or a family member or a thought, or, you know, it could be anything. So for me, I've always been into symbolism with animals, because I feel like animals carry a lot of,
Do tell.
They do tell a lot of symbolism and a lot of messaging. A lot of communication. The way animals communicate with one another and us is just amazing. I mean, we have dogs, so it's like having.
Do you have an example of
this guy right here?
What is that?
Red cardinal. This red cardinal showed up at the end of this last year.
That thing there, like
twice. Well, this literally here, and then in the mail came a big portrait just randomly from, I think like the National Arborist Foundation or something, because I donate money to that foundation.
Cool.
That, like, you know, helps support the arboricultural industry. And in the calendar was just like a massive portrait of like a red cardinal. And this red cardinal has come to visit me several times in my life. So I was like, oh, a red cardinal. I know what to do when I see that. So, you know.
What does that mean? What does that represent?
It means and represents loyalty. It represents love. If you've lost somebody, they tend to come back as a red cardinal. They typically come in the wintertime. And it's like a really clear message to me from the universe. Like, you know, you're on the right path. You're loyal to your, you know, motives and mission. And, you know, and we did lose somebody last year, and I seem to think that this is that person. But was really interesting, and this is completely separate.
Yeah, no, go on.
That this little guy was gifted to me for Christmas separately.
Holy
so
smokes.
Something came in the mail, and I was like, cool. I put it on the refrigerator, and I, you know, held it, and then, you know, got this around the Christmas tree on Christmas Day, and I was like, huh.
You want to share who got that for you?
Well, of course, yeah, it was Katie.
Yeah.
Katie was like, here, you know, and I was like, what inspired you to give me this? She was like, I thought it was really cute, and I thought you'd like it. And I was like, huh.
Weird.
All right, very cool. I'm keeping that, putting on the desk, and then I have this red hotel.
Is that a Monopoly hotel?
It's a Monopoly hotel that was gifted to me by Brian, my residential agent partner, who wants to do a lot more commercial deals. So here I am with my little red, you know, hotel and my little red bird, ready to kick off 2026.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I'm excited for 2026. There's so much in the pipeline. There's so much room for growth. You know, our real estate businesses, our construction companies, we're all doing so well. And there's just so much room for improvement and growth. We've had John on the show before. You guys have been instrumental as not only friends and comrades, but, out in the field with the teams, getting jobs done, working on stuff. Sometimes it doesn't work out the way we envision it to. Sometimes, well, it's construction, and sometimes it doesn't, pan out 100% the way we, wrote it up in the beginning. But the way you two have put your attention, time, and tender loving care into your customers, into your subcontractors, into your community is why I continue to want to be in your orbit. For True North Kitchen and Bath and you and John, and I'm sure we'll have John on the show again soon.
Yeah.
Like what's in the pipeline? What are you really jazzed about?
Well, that's something, one, really cool that you have those symbols and symbology and the cardinal totem, what that means for you. And I love them. My son Liam loves Monopoly. He's 9.
Yeah.
He's really good at it.
Oh,
so it's kind
bet.
of cool to teach a kid Monopoly. I'm sure Ben's played it and he's good
Oh
at it.
yeah.
Too.
We got like 3 versions of the game.
Yeah. I got the Lord of the Rings version. We've got all of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but it's really cool to level up and turn homes into hotels. And I see you doing that, which is badass. I want to be in your circle.
Yeah. Well, you are, man.
More and more.
Yeah.
But I need to 2025. I want to do more of what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
More of spending the time to actually be a part of the teams a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
As we've grown sometimes in the early days, let's go back to the early days of starting our business as NorCal Remodeling Group. We do bathrooms in the Bay Area. Lots of them now.
Mm-hmm.
But we started with none. And no employees. It was just me, John, and Jess, the 3 of us. Boom, we had nobody. We had an iPad, a credit card, some savings. We had invested a bunch into getting this dealership, getting an office, getting all these different things. Boom, off we go. Then we got a deal. But we were in the trenches, swinging the swords, swinging the axe, doing it all. I was the janitor and I was the CEO. It was like all the things, right? I was literally the guy vacuuming the office, which is fine. I still vacuum the office. We have a Dyson. They're sweet.
Yeah.
But then we grew and grew, and my elevation, my view, stayed in the trenches for really long. And then I learned something, which was I need to get out of the trenches and get a little bit higher out to see the battlefield, to see, everything that's playing out so I can make more strategic decisions instead of just what's right in front of my face.
Yeah.
And I took that to heart almost too much, and then I got too high. And then I started empowering a little, maybe too much, which is fine. But I learned to empower employees, the good ones, learn to recruit, train, and retain those guys as best as possible and empower them so they can do your job, which is awesome. But there's certain positions that we need to focus more on. And I feel like I don't need to be at 100,000 feet. Not yet. But that's where I went. I went from 0 feet for many, many years, and then I blasted into 100,000 feet. I feel like 2026, I need to be closer to maybe 20 or 30,000 feet.
Got you.
Still flying above, still seeing it all, but with a little bit more granularity than, in outer space. So there will be, and this is John and I spoke on this, there will be a little bit more of us being involved this year, again, as we take the growth to the next level, because we're growing every year and we learn things. There's growing pains, with employees, with finances, with products, with people, with marketing, all the things. There's growing pains. You learn, you spend money wrong, you spend money right. And then you assess what you've learned from those things. But
yeah, that resonates so much.
Yeah. Let's try, because with marketing, just going off a tangent on marketing.
Yeah.
You really don't know. You really don't know what the result is. You can do market research. You can talk to colleagues who have done similar things for a similar result. But you're really throwing money at this hope and a prayer that it's going to come back to you.
Yeah.
Marketing is the truest sense of an investment. You spend X amount of dollars on social media, on Google, pay-per-click, SEO, SEM, website building, whether it might be coupons in the mail or mailers or TVs or radio, whatever it is, whatever marketing you're doing, whatever getting the word out for your business or service, you're spending money or energy. If you're not spending money, you're spending energy. And if you're spending money, you're spending both money and energy. And you don't know if it's coming back. You have no idea. You can talk and do as many demonstrations from all these software companies or direct mail companies. They're like, our product's the best. You're going to get 10x ROI, 50x ROI. Spend 10 grand and you're going to make 100 grand. Everybody says that. And you truly don't know until you do. Because a lot of these folks that we work with, and they're not from the Bay Area. And even if they are, they're not selling what we're selling the way we sell it with the people who sell it. Like we are unique. We are very unique. We're not just some cookie cutter, contractor. We do give a shit. Our give a shit meter is high. Our engine toward people is high. We have a high engine toward caring. And so you don't know what you're doing. The best marketer in the world still is spending money with a little bit of hope involved that it's going to come back.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so there was a lot of that done last year. We spent some money that did not come back. We're like, oh, okay. But we also learned that the people we have that are running the leads that the marketing generated, we need to be better at making them better at what they do.
Yeah.
Not just give them the tools and training on the weeks 1 and 2.
I would love to turn our CAC percentage and bring it down to 0. Like if CAC could be 0, I would be such a happy camper. Like it's just so hard. Like what you said, like you throw X amount of money into the pot, you might get 30% ROI, 40%. It's like you're in the majors, like major league baseball where 300 is like really good.
You're in the Hall of Fame.
You're in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. You're in the Hall of Fame. If you convert, like in certain industries are different.
Totally. Home improvement industry, services, contracting.
Yeah. And it depends on where you're at, if you want to talk closing percentage or conversion percentage, we like to call it conviction percentage. The CP is how convicted are you to deliver and sell and close a deal. Depends on how convicted the customer is. You have to build that conviction in them to say yes. But a successful closing percentage for bathrooms in Oklahoma might be 40% because their pricing is so much different than ours.
Yeah.
They don't have to have workers' compensation. They don't have to have liability insurance like the way we have to. Commercial auto insurance in Des Moines, Iowa is very different than in the Bay Area.
100%.
Our commercial insurance for our vehicles went from $15,000 a year to $250,000 overnight.
Wow.
Overnight. Our insurance broker's like, hey, Steve.
Are you guys still with Kemper?
I need to double check. I think we're with a different company now.
Yeah.
I'd have to double check that. It changes. It changes
every year. Every year it changes. It's that time of year.
Our broker's like, we're getting new quotes, and she's amazing. Jackie, we love you. Adventure Insurance Services. You guys rock. But insurance in California is such a disaster. And then homeowners are like, why are you so expensive? Like, do you pay $250,000 a year to have insurance just on your vehicles? That has nothing to do with anything else. Yeah. How much that is per month?
California is really rough. They're coming out with and I don't know if this is going to actually get signed, but it's probable. And I think a lot of folks are beginning to leave again the 5% wealth tax. That one-time 5% wealth tax. So if your, assets are in the, I can't remember how many millions or if it's $1 billion, you're gonna have to pay 5% one time. Here you go to the state.
Yeah.
And for a state that has egregious insurance costs, living costs, sales tax, property tax isn't that bad comparatively to other states in the union. Income tax, to have another wealth tax. And what are they doing with all this freaking money? They're going to go into California and they're going to do an audit and they're probably going to find a bunch of fraud. And
no doubt
when you go, I'm sure you heard about this story of the Somalis in Minnesota who had all of they were just running childcare centers and raking millions and millions of dollars.
There was a lot of memes out there.
It's like, how can we draft up an idea to develop and build a high-speed rail that's going to be connecting? It's going to drive the economy. It's going to get people, from A to Z, like in seconds.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then spend like $18 billion on it and not lay a single track, dude. Like that to me is, a big reason why I despise the state so much. It's a lot of policy. It's a lot of horse shit at that level. But the reasons why I stay here is so much of the community, the food, the weather, the landscape, and
the diversity
and the diversity. that builds resiliency, in my opinion. And I think, unlike other states where the homeless
Mm-hmm.
are not incentivized to live on the streets like they are here,
Mm-hmm.
people just are gonna people have always come to the state, whether to live, work, play, visit, whatever. Moving into the next year or in the next several years for you guys, have you guys thought about, and I know this is probably something internal and totally okay if you don't want to share, but I know we want you guys to share, nationwide.
Yeah.
Like California, cool, right on. But what about the other 49 states?
Have we thought about it?
Puerto Rico.
Yes. Have we thought about Puerto Rico? Yes. Puerto Rico offers a lot of advantages.
Amazing business advantages.
If you move your business headquarters there, you pay zero taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. I worked with this marketing team, some actually really cool dudes. They had
Puerto Rico?
Yeah. Well, they had an office in San Diego or some PO box or whatever, so they could at least have an American location on paper or whatever.
Sure.
And then, cool guys, I call them up. Where are you guys at? We should get together. Like, oh, we're in Puerto Rico. I was like, you're in Puerto Rico? It says you're in San Diego. He's like, no, that's not where we're at. I'm like, what are you doing in Puerto Rico? Tell me that story. He's like, dude, you got to come to Puerto Rico, move your business. You have to live here. I forget I don't know what the rules, but it was something
remember.
like,
It's like 6 or 8 months out of the year.
yeah, X amount of months a year, and
yeah.
boom, no tax.
Yeah.
Like your business pays zero taxes.
Yeah.
All revenue is tax free.
Amazing.
If you set up shop in Puerto Rico, I'm like,
yeah,
well,
yeah, yeah,
we could do that.
yeah.
That's not going to happen anytime soon, but have we thought about these things?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. We want to, before we sprint nationwide or start, expanding that kind of thing, we want to make sure we're really good at what we do here. Because going back to everything, it comes down to the customer. They pay the check. They're the boss.
Yep.
I don't pay the bills. They pay the bills. And so we won't be able to pay any bills if we don't have customers. And we can't expand if our customers here aren't fully satisfied. And so we have to focus on, the ones we're with. And that was something I learned early on, is love the one you're with. And right now we're with Californians, and we need to show them as much love as possible, since we just entered a growth phase here statewide. But does the runway potentially include outside of California? Heck yeah. There's so many advantages.
Yeah.
I'm a native Nevada, and I'm from Nevada. I mean, I've thought to myself many times, like, man, I could live there and save X amount in taxes. Holy mackerel. I drive a Toyota, but one day I'd like to have something cooler in the fleet, just for fun. Not that I have a fleet, but
yeah, I mean, at your guys' level, you'll be getting close to buying property for the business.
Yeah,
Commercial real estate in California is awesome, and as a owner operator, you guys can help bring down your tax liabilities by buying up, warehouses for your storage needs, all those things. And something that I absolutely love to do, and we talk about here quite a bit on the show, is commercial real estate and how to leverage commercial real estate assets in a way that not only help generate income, but help bring down your tax liabilities, and, getting away from, the single family residence or asset class, or even small multifamily, business to business operations, asset allocation, lease agreements, like all of that stuff is just such a great, series of elements that you can weave into a strategy for, as a business.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I've signed a letter of intent to work with you when that day comes where we like, hey man, I need 10,000 square feet of warehouse. Find me something. Let's go. Because right now we currently lease that, right? It's a lease. It's an expense.
Yep.
But we don't get to benefit any tax, benefits from that. But that's how we are. We've always tried to stay as scrappy as we can.
Yeah.
So that way we don't have to pass on as many expenses to the homeowners. But now we're getting to that point, like you said, where there's a tipping point. But we do have to still make a profit. John and I have committed to this growth model where all profit pretty much goes all the way back.
Everything's reinvested.
It's all reinvested.
Yeah. That's like, Amazon is always negative on paper at the end of the year because they reinvest everything.
Yeah.
Everything. And when you're in growth mode, you're not going to grow if you keep pulling the equity out of the company.
That's exactly it. We want And we want it for ourselves, but we also want it for our employees, the team members that have joined our company, right? They've come in at somewhat of an early stage, looking at this really cool family-owned business. Hopefully they see it that way. And I'm sure they do. We're different. You know, we have a corporate structure, we have a hierarchies and whatever, but they have a clear access, open door channels to the owners at any time they want.
Yeah.
We're different in that regard. We're very approachable. And that's one of our brand voices, is that we're approachable. We're humans. We speak human. Like if you're having a shit day, you can call the owner and say, yo, I'm having a shit day. Like you can do that without any fear of any repercussion in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
You know,
I need to work for you. Just kidding.
I mean, I tell them all the time. I'll be like, dude, hey, I'm having a shit day too.
Yeah.
You know, like it's tough, you know, but we're still breathing, which means we still have a chance.
Yep.
Still have a chance to make this right, to make this better.
Yeah.
Whatever the situation may be.
Very cool. Very cool.
So that's my new motto. I'm still breathing. I still have a chance.
Oh yeah. Every day is a new day. Every day is a new day. Something I'm doing now more this year is less blue light in the mornings. So, you know, a lot of last year was just like guns blazing, bazookas are loaded and blasting
Instagram
everywhere
at 5 a.m.
You know, like from 4:30 to 8:30, it was just like go time. And so I'd wake up, you know, I'd get a cup of coffee, drink some water, and then I jump on the computer or I jump on the phone. I start working emails. I start doing correspondence, start working something.
Yeah.
Something on the on the to-do list. Yeah. Straight to the battle station for 30 minutes to maybe 45 minutes. And then I, you know, clean up, head out to the gym and get a workout in.
What time of day is this?
And this is like, you know, up at like 4:35 and then, you know, doing the work in the morning and then
blue light special, just right.
Blue light special in the morning, early in the morning.
Might help you wake up.
No, it doesn't.
No.
And what I've learned is like I was opening up the day rather than me letting the day open up me. Completely different approach. So
explain that.
What I was doing was like I was going straight into work and straight into this and straight into blue light, which was screwing up my eyeballs. It was screwing up the energy, and I was opening up with a shotgun rather than, you know, a gentle feather. And so that's what I'm doing this year is like, rather than jumping right into work, I'm spending 30 minutes to 40 minutes, somewhere in that zone, to just let the day wake me up. So I am not jumping on the computer or on the phone and looking at blue light or whatever that is. I am not going into emails. I'm not going into, you know, battle mode. I'm just, it's like a soft entry. Like I'm, you know, gliding into the day rather than ready to detonate the nuclear bomb. And I found, and you know, working in some meditation literally just this year. So whatever it's been, like 2 weeks, a week and a half, something like that.
And how's it going?
I am so much more grounded as I go into the gym. And then when I leave the gym, I'm just like ready. Like then the shotgun, then I pull out the 12 gauge, sawed off, ready to go.
Yeah.
And I feel so rooted, so grounded, and so centered, man. And that like really has helped me tackle all the problems that much more efficiently. And I think the intention was to go through a few weeks of this to see how I felt. Because in the back of my mind, it's like, okay, I'm losing time.
Because you're not being what you thought was productive at 4:30.
Exactly. Like I'm not productive. I need to stay productive. I need to like, there's something to crush.
Yeah. There's emails need answering.
You know, something, you know, and
something to crush. I need something to crush.
Something to crush. It doesn't have to be that way.
So you meditate now at 4:30?
Just sitting in silence. So lately it's been nice because the lights of the Christmas tree have been just so lovely in the morning to just.
Yeah, ours is still up.
Just, you know, we're going to take ours down this week, but just the Christmas tree, the lights, you know, just sitting outside and just watching, you know, the earth like just vibrate. And that's
Agreed.
been so therapeutic. So I think I'm going to continue to do that. And then also the meditation bit, and journaling, like just writing stuff down. Like I wake up and it just kind of, whatever comes to mind, like I'll just jot down. And I find that to be, like really, well, it's been exciting because it's new. And then I'm finding there's some energy behind it. There's like there's not only a good feeling around it, but I think with intention, or well, it really starts with a thought.
Yeah.
Like the thought then creates the intention. And then if I continue to put attention to that intention, it will transform. So there's really key goals, benchmarks, things I want to accomplish and do in life. And I can't do that if I go straight into battle mode. Like I need to like chill, mellow out, work on myself more.
Where focus goes, energy flows.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can lose a lot of energy if you're focusing on the wrong thing.
And it's amazing that I was able to sustain that for as long as I did. Cause I do emulate others who work hard and, really want to generate impact and grow and help and all that. And, I know it's like, well, if I'm, it's like this quote that I always, it's the back of my mind. Kobe Bryant used to say, like, when you're sleeping, I'm working. And when I'm working, you're lagging.
Mamba mentality.
That Mamba mentality is just like, it's in my brain.
Yeah. But you also have to, I think with Kobe Bryant, may he rest in peace. What a man.
Mm-hmm.
That career has a shelf life. Any professional athlete has a shelf life. So
yeah,
you have to be careful when you take that kind of Mamba mentality into something that is more long-term, like what you're trying to build, what I'm trying to build.
Yeah.
But we're playing the long game. Like, I want to be doing this. I want to be sat in front of a podcast with you when I'm like 140. All right. Like, I can't Mamba myself until I'm 140 because I'll just die.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to be a professional athlete, I know that I've only got a small window, man, that 5, 10, 15, 20, whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
I can Mamba myself for a good decade, but then I'm done. I'm burnt out. So I love the Mamba mentality as well, but you have to find a way to, I've had to find a way, because I was that way too.
Mm-hmm.
Got to crush something. There's got to be an email. The second someone texts, got to respond. It, ding, oh, email, boom, on it. Call, blah, 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 blah. Trenches, fight, axes, arrows.
Operator mode.
Flames. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all of that.
Drive the tank.
Hair on fire. Let's go. Right pedal down. No left pedal. Only forward.
Yeah.
But then dialing that back. And for me in the morning, I don't touch my phone at all until after I've dropped Liam off at school. And that's around 8 a.m.
Yeah.
So like there's no blue light, no digital anything until about 8 a.m. And that might be crazy. There's all these business owners out there might see this and be like, you're an idiot.
You listen to what Jeff Bezos does every day. He likes to just putter in the morning. He's a putterer. He'll wake up, he'll get a cup of coffee, he'll kind of shuffle around the house, he'll read the paper, and then he gets into work like at 10.
Well, God bless him.
I think there's something to say about, the way you start the day.
Yeah.
And for me, I've learned that I've allowed myself to start the day rather than letting the day start me.
Yeah.
And that now has changed, and I feel way more grounded, just way more attentive to myself, to my rhythm, to what I'm going through mentally, physically, emotionally, all the things. Because jumping into battle mode, like you don't tend to that. When do you tend to that? When do you get to do the introspection? When do you get to listen to your thoughts, to your emotions, to your feelings about X, Y, or Z that's happening in your life? You typically do that, like, I don't know. I used to do that like just before going to bed. Like I'm sitting there in bed and I'm just contemplating life. Or, I'm on a walk, or, I'm working out or something like that. Then I think about it.
Yeah. Most people don't. And when they do, it just gives them anxiety. That's how it was for me. You start thinking about
that too.
You start looking in a mirror and it's like, oh God, purpose of life, right?
Yeah.
All the things. That's why I was like, to love and be loved. I was like, I love that. But the world moves so quickly now. Everything's Amazon Prime to your house same day now.
Yeah.
and that's something we got to tell our customers. You can't have a home remodeled overnight like you can Amazon Prime. It's different. But my mornings start with the dog walking. And Thich Nhat Hanh, the Vietnamese Buddhist monk, he wrote a book called Peace in Every Step.
It's a great way to start the day.
It's an awesome book. It's an awesome way to start your day, peace in every step. And, things like stop signs and red lights. He literally uses those to pause and reflect, not as barriers, but as actually catalysts for renewed energy.
Yeah.
Every stop sign you see, stop and reflect for half a second, let go, breathe, exhale.
Yeah.
Let your shoulders relax for that moment and then go again. So that's my morning is walking. The first probably 5 minutes of walking with Marley is setting my intention for the day, setting what my attitude, what I want it to be. Because certain things, can bring up anxiety. I got that call to make, got that meeting to have.
Yeah.
Or I've got that podcast to go to. What am I going to talk about? Whatever it might be, at least for me, is for now, you're trying to say no to more things. After last year and what I went through of saying no to things, because I was saying no to too many things, like I can't go to that poker night, I can't do this, I can't do that, because it didn't feel good. This year, I actually want to say yes to more things. So, you want to go to
seasons, chapters, different, places, different faces, like everything, everybody's on their own journey and on their own path, and you never know what they're up against and what they're battling inside. And so I love that quote that you said, I want to be loved and I want to love. Is that how it went?
Yeah. To love and be loved.
To love and be loved. And to be kind.
Be kind. It's free.
And kindness is the easiest thing we can do. At the end of the day, to be kind is just really, really simple.
Yeah, man. I caught myself this morning. I was walking across a crosswalk, and this is something that kind of pisses me off. Where we live, there's lots of stop signs. It's like the city of stop signs. Stop, go, all these stop signs. I was walking with my dog, big intersection. I have a pet peeve where if people start driving, I'm a pedestrian. This is a pedestrian point of view perspective. I'm a pedestrian walking. This guy, he starts driving. I'm in the middle of the intersection. There's 4 lanes. It's 2, 4. It's a big intersection. He starts driving toward me. I'm still not even across the street. Like if I stop, he's going to hit me. So I stop and I look him in the face and I throw my hands in the air and I say, do it. This is today.
Oh my God.
This is this morning. This is like 3 hours ago.
Oh my God.
Or whatever time. And he throws his hands in the air and he's all getting huff and puffy. He throws me a middle finger.
Was he driving a Tesla?
No, he was in some Jeep. I know, right?
Just kidding.
It should have been.
Just kidding.
Prius. No, the Priuses didn't. They don't have that kind of.
And you were walking the dog?
Just walking the dog, but I stood up for myself, and
yeah,
I don't know why I'm even mentioning that, but it was being kind. It was a moment where I wasn't really that kind.
Yeah.
But I stood up for myself to somebody who was really not being kind. I'm like, I'm not going to allow that attitude to affect my day, so I'm going to stand my ground.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I didn't get run over.
Yeah, thankfully.
Yeah. But that was a moment where I didn't want to stand for someone who was being unkind. His impatience could have ruined my life. So I stood my ground. I don't know what lesson there is in that, but fun anecdote for today. Gave me some energy.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet.
It gave
Got
me
the
some
blood
energy.
pumping.
And off I went to the dog park after that, which was nice.
Cool.
But it's good to be back on your podcast, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good to have you back, man. It's good to have a chat.
It's going to be a big year. Lots of topics we're going to see and do this year.
Really excited. Really excited for so much, man. So I appreciate you coming to the show and spending some time with us.
Anytime. There's more people in our circle and my circle as well that could and should be on your show.
We're taking new guests all the time. Really anybody that wants to be on the show and you're not local, we're going to be rolling out more podcasting digitally. So we're going to have an online platform and be able to do shows in a Zoom style format. So please reach out, shoot a DM, comment below. If it's about wellness, real estate, construction, entrepreneurship, fatherhood, creativity, art, music, all the things that we love to talk about, please reach out.
Amen.
Amen, man. All right.
Let's love and be loved.
Yeah. Leave it at that. Have a good one, man.
Bye.